opening up a little bit, being transparent. Y'all gonna take it how y'all want, and it's all good because that's part of being in a public, space. So I get it. But FOE to me, no, I'm not FOE, and I that word. So no, I'm not FOE. People act like no, but that's my cousin, that's my sister, that's my grandma, and you're supposed to just be like, nah, okay, you know what I mean? But that's who that's my blood. So I have to just look over what it was and just move on and act like it hurt. Meanwhile, people out here hurting, killing themselves and doing all that because of shit that they went through.
You're good. Getting
You
close to a money
know,
collector there. Yeah, no, I'm totally with you on that. I grew up with FOE in my household, kind of even in the church, and it, I kept going back, kept going back, kept going back to these people who continued to hurt me, forgiving them, best I knew how, uh, and never set any boundaries, never, looked at myself and went, hey, this isn't good. This isn't right. Or I did, you know, say that, but then I got shut down because I was pointing out some some flaws in the system. And uh, it's it's actually been very liberating to be able to forgive, family members
mm-hmm,
who have hurt me
mm-hmm,
and set boundaries and say, if you want to be in my life, these are the things that need to happen. Full transparency, I had to do that with my dad
mm-hmm.
because I love him to death, but he lives in a state of cognitive dissonance in order to maintain his relationship with his second wife and that family and my step siblings. And I, had to say, I love you. I forgive you for all of the things you've done. And, some things will trigger me and bring up another memory from my dad, and I go through the forgiveness process. That I told him these are the requirements, to be in my life. And, my dad said, nope, I don't think we're going to do that. And I was like, okay, it hurt. It sucked. I got mad.
Yeah.
And I had to forgive him all over again.
Right, right, right. But I want, people, I want people to understand that you're not being mean. You're not being a mean guy or a mean girl for choosing you.
Mhm.
No.
Okay? You're not, people are going to look at you and think about you in all kinds of ways. And you know what I've realized? That is not my business. That's not my problem. That's your problem. Anybody that might be going through anything similar or have, listen, it's okay to choose you.
Yeah.
Okay, it really is okay. Okay, that FOE stuff, it's for whoever it is for. People go through things, and I say y'all crazy as hell for allowing people to treat you a certain kind of way and just get away with it and act like it's normal, and it's not. That's how the cycle continues.
Mm-hmm.
Use the pattern. It's like it's learned behavior, and people just say, "Well, that's family over everything."
That goes back into what we talked about earlier of self-reflection.
Mm-hmm.
If a lot of people who I've encountered, myself included, who are family over everything, you know, were living this sacrificial life, sacrificing themselves, not loving themselves, like you said, um, and they don't stop and reflect on what's going on, what they're allowing into their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Something for me, really hit home when I started on this journey of forgiveness, really started on it, was the second, greatest commandment. Remember what that is? Love your neighbor as yourself.
Mm-hmm. Just heard that today.
So much of my life in church, it was love your neighbor was emphasized, but as yourself dropped off the cliff and was a boulder was literally thrown over it because you're basically supposed to sacrifice yourself.
Mhm.
uh and that was so warped. I mean, just so warped. Loving yourself recognizes that you have worth. You are worthy of love, respect, and that requires boundaries.
Mhm.
That requires other people, you know, living up to your expectations, and honoring your boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
And family over everything
Mm. Oh,
does not do that. That takes a steamroller and just blasts the hell out of it. And you know, you become part of the collective, and you're supposed to sacrifice yourself for everything. I can't get behind that because that you know rejects yourself. It rejects
Yeah.
autonomy.
so you would agree that you have to take care of yourself first.
Yeah,
You're no good to anybody else if you're all messed up.
yeah.
Or, or you're all messed up and you're just like going along with the negative, crazy flow that is the pattern of life that you've grown up with. You're just intertwined. You're all in it because that's all you know. You don't know any better, which is unhealthy. And
Yeah.
there are a lot of unhealthy people who will probably never get healthy because they don't see anything wrong with their actions.
Yeah.
Well, that's how I grew up. Well, that's just, that's how my mom was. Well, that's how whoever was. But you don't have to be that way.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I
Break the
have to
cycle.
learn all these things about myself.
Same.
And when you stop caring and just focusing on you and your mental health and your well-being, you are looked at as God knows what.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you have to be able to, get some thick skin because I've always had thick skin, but again, I'm human. And I had to really pick my battles because, like right now, I could be, well, child will be over. So that's what they have in jail, right?
Mm.
I chose to live outside. Okay, a jail. He was like, "What?"
Yep. Didn't quite connect the dots right away.
Yeah, canteen, all that. I was a
Mhm.
I was a correction officer, so I do know, all those terms as well. However, it could have easily been me in there with the green outfit or orange or brown color. But listen, Scott, did you want to leave us with anything on forgiveness? Did you want to leave us with anything?
I I would encourage you and your listeners to give forgiveness a shot. It's really looked down upon, frowned upon, but it has so many research studies that say forgiveness is absolutely important to every aspect of our life. And start by forgiving yourself. Forgive the people who wronged you, but also forgive yourself for holding on to all of that stuff. Um, and it's it has changed my life. It's changed many of my clients' lives for so much good, so much good. And I just want more people to be forgiving and make it a part of their lives. It is a tool uh, that people need in their tool belt.
Scott, Rob, Scott, thank you so much, Rob. I might have to reach out to you if I start like, if my hands start itching for that shovel, I'm just gonna call you.
Please do, please
Okay.
do.
Because I really like I'm happy in my life now. And I feel like, I'm finally doing something that I want to do. I love talking and I love being able to provide a safe space for people to come to and listen to people like you know.
That's
And
awesome.
me and my co-host every week we give out positive vibes and we trying to bring something positive to people's lives because there's enough crazy already. So I'm just grateful to be in the space that I'm in, but I'm grateful to have people like you out here that are positive and you have powerful words that we can all use and implement in our lives. So thank you so much.
It's my pleasure.
Rob. I don't know why I'm calling you Scott. I don't know why.
Don't worry. Everyone in my life, growing up, he called me Scott.
Oh my goodness. All right, Rob Scott, everybody. Thank you, Rob.
Thank you, Rob.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah.